So, Scream 2022 was a movie that I wanted to see, wasn't, or I knew I wasn't going to have any investment in. Haven't seen any of the past movies, but I was thoroughly entertained by this one. Not knowing any of the context, it was kind of fun going into the groove. Uh, from what I can tell, this whole series is all about the meta commentary on horror films. And this one plays it very straight but also very cheeky, which I think is great for the series. I'm pretty sure it's what it's known for. I can't really talk too much about it in terms of story. For one, because it's the fifth movie of a franchise that I'm pretty sure each movie's been basically the same. Its commentary on horror movies and really just film in general has kind of been overstated, like in the pop culture nowadays. So saying that you make a sequel to a movie and it sucks because it has no reference to the original, or it's just it's like a reboot and uh it's just like a shitty reboot, like it has no soul. um that's something that's just been commented on forever. And I guess this movie is fun for what it says about fandoms and the people in them. Like, the villains of this movie, the killers, are all about protecting their beliefs in a way. Like, why should they be frowned upon for being horror movie freaks? Like, they love horror movies and they love what horror movies do for their culture. So, of course, when they're shat on, like bullied or whatever, of course it's going to be a pretty sensitive subject for them. I don't really want to talk too much about that. I think what I just said is enough. Uh, but it's just hard for me to talk about this movie in general. I'm trying not to make this short, like on purpose. I didn't make any notes, and I'm really just thinking off the top of my head things about this movie that I liked or didn't like, or just common, or just general thoughts. And it's like, I mean, that's basically it. This movie was entertaining. It had some nice gore. This is probably my favorite horror movie in a while, honestly. Like in terms of gore and killings and like that's it's just refreshing. Honestly, yeah, I give this movie some credit just for existing, just for being a Scream movie. Like, thank you for being a Scream movie. Because as far as I know, these movies are pretty damn good. Like I don't think there's like maybe there's like one bad one in the bunch. This is the fifth one. The fourth one I heard was pretty good. Of course, the first one was a classic. I don't know anything about the second or third one, but uh, just it's just refreshing. It's nice to watch a good horror movie because it is kind of hard to find some these days. Like the last one I saw was Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City, and that was fun for what it was. It was, I'd like to say it was self-aware for the most part. I'm not gonna die on top of any hills for that movie, but um, and then before that was like the new Halloween movie, and let's not go there. But fun, solid horror movie for once, and I was pretty entertained by it. If you like horror movies, this is a great horror movie. If you like horror movie culture, then you've already seen it. I mean, this honestly, this review is old enough as you could get. I took my sweet time getting to this movie. Um, Mostly because I was waiting to see if I was going to see it with a friend, but he had already seen it after the fact, and yeah, so whatever. Um, but yeah, this movie was just a good horror flick. Like, just Everything good you can find about a horror flick, it was good, and it's made especially good because it's self-referential and very meta. So you get a lot of that in between. So between the legitimate good scare and commentary, you get a great Scream movie and a good horror movie. I guess like if there's anything in particular about the film that I really liked, I can't say there was. I think I definitely like the main character and like she's like kind of psychotic. She sees the ghost of her dead father, who was the serial killer from the first movie. That was pretty cool. Watching her go crazy at the end was pretty cool, honestly. That line, her like final line well, before she finishes the murder, don't fuck the daughter of a serial killer. That was pretty fucking metal. I loved that. That was awesome. Um, I'd like to say the movie had me guessing like who the slasher was, and they do a pretty good job of like manipulating your expectations. Like you think it's gonna be this guy, and they even call out on it like immediately. And I probably say I probably thought, yeah, he's probably gonna be it by the end, like no matter what. But you can't catch them all. Point is, I didn't guess exactly who was the killer by the end. Like I didn't like have my eureka moment. How many people are? But yeah, Scream 2022. Oh yeah, so this was the first 2022 movie of this year. So uh, I think that's a good start. I'm putting this movie just below Parallel Mothers, above Poop Hell and the Chimney Town. Solid movie. More Definitely want to watch the rest of the series, honestly. So yeah, this was a great movie.